All right, we are recording. Good evening. Happy Monday. It is the last Monday that I am talking your ear off. After today, you don't have to listen to me talk until 2017. Because next week, guys, we have a really special guest. Her name is Julianne Condia. She is one of the top 100 coaches in the network. She is money. She is gold. She is 2 weeks away from being 5-star. She's a 5-star qualifying coach. But in 2 weeks, she will be a 5-star coach. And that's a pretty stinking big deal to be of that level. Anyway, she is going to be the one hosting our Zoom next week. I will still be here. I will be listening in and taking notes right along with you guys because I'm sure I'm going to learn tons from her. But her and I are going to sit down this week on Thursday and work on Super Saturday stuff because she's co-hosting it with me in January. But I'm just so blessed that we're going to be able to have her on our team's Zoom. So this is the last one, which is why I wanted to chat with you guys about prepping for 2017 and prepping for 2017 with success. Now, I'm going to be like Debbie Downer tonight a little bit because I'm going to really harp on the fact that success is not going to come without any sort of problem. Okay, and I hope I said that correctly because it sounded in my own head like it didn't make sense. But I'm not sure if what I said was the right way. But I want you to know that to be successful, you will encounter obstacles. There will be battles. There will be problems. There will be things you have to overcome. There will be challenges in your journey to be successful. There's not a single person that has success that didn't have to take a leap. There is a really amazing Steve Harvey video that I watched yesterday that I've got to share with our team, and I'm going to put it on the team page tonight, I think. But it talks about the fact that in order to do anything, in order to be successful and do anything, you have to jump. You have to jump. And if you don't jump, you're going to be standing there and you're watching this person soar. You're watching this person fly through life. You're watching them fly on vacation over here and you're watching them soar over there and you're watching them have this new thing that you really want and living this life that you want. You're going to be watching them because you're standing there not jumping. But what you don't know is that those people had to first jump to soar. And that the reality is before they can soar, before the parachute even opens, there's going to be that moment where they're like, oh shit, this parachute might not open. This is scary. What did I do? And so you have to know that when you do jump, and hopefully we're ready to like jump into 2017, even like starting now. But hopefully you're ready to jump, and that jumping for you is ultimately going to lead to some challenges in the road. So we're going to talk through some of this. What happens when we go through the storm? So I'm sharing the screen right now, but I'm going to actually make this presentation big. Let me move our faces out of it real quick. Where am I at? Oh yeah, here, present. Haha. Okay. So cow versus bison. Which one are you? Let me tell you guys a little bit of the story. So cows and bison both live in Colorado on the other side of the Rockies where it meets, I believe it starts to meet Kansas over there. But every year they have these incredible storms that come over the side of the Rockies, and there are bison that live right there at the edge, and there are cows that also live right there at the edge. Now, cows and bison are similar in a lot of ways, but they have a big difference when it comes to storms. A cow, when a storm starts, is going to wait until like that moment, like they're going to wait for the storm to come, and right when the storm comes, they're going to try to outrun it. They're going to start running the direction that the storm is going, and they're going to attempt to outrun it. Now, cows, if you've ever seen a cow run, or if you've just ever, look at this cow right now in this picture, guys, they're ridiculous. They can't run. They don't know how to run fast. They can't outrun a storm. So inevitably, they try to outrun this problem or this storm, and inevitably they end up stuck in it. It catches up to them. And then all of a sudden they're stuck in this storm, right? And they just kind of try to keep running ahead of it, and they keep getting caught up in it. So that's what a cow does when that storm comes. But a bison does something different. The bison also waits for that storm to come right to the edge of the mountain. And right when that storm gets to the edge of the mountain, the bison turn and they face the storm, and they go straight into it, head on into the storm. and they go as fast as they can, and the storm's going this way and passing, and yeah, they go through the storm, but they get out really fast because they go through the storm. And so I'm asking you guys, which one sounds more like you today? Are you the type that you avoid storms, or when problems hit, challenges come up, you tend to cower down and cower away? Or are you somebody that you say, you know what, this challenge is coming. I know there's going to be a challenge. I know this. I anticipate it. And so I'm going to face it head on, and I'm going to go through it, so that when I get through it, I come out on the other side where it's sunny, right? Keep that in mind. So problems, guys, just seem to follow me everywhere, right? You know, I'm sure you know somebody who tells you that, or maybe you've ever felt like that too. The problems just seem to keep following you. Once one problem's over, another problem starts. And then once you solve that problem, then you find another problem. Well, the reality is, guys, persevering through our problems is a part of maturity. And so the people who tend to not persevere through problems lack maturity in that aspect. And the fact of the matter is, there will always, always, always be problems. Always. So it's not that problems are following you everywhere. It's that as you grow and you persevere, there will be a next challenge that you encounter, because it is molding you and it is shaping you. So I encourage you to not just look at problems as problems. I encourage you to find some sort of joy in those tough times, okay? And joy doesn't mean that you have to be happy, okay? So let's not get this confused. Joy just means that you know that your problems are only temporary, and that you will get through them, and that you will be stronger on the other side once you persevere, okay? And leadership, guys, and this is what we're all trying to mold ourselves into on this team. It is no longer about Brittany being a leader on the team, but what I'm trying to cultivate is a team of leaders. So leadership on Inspire Beauty, if you are going to attempt to inspire beauty in others, it's knowing that deep down, no matter what, with conviction in your heart and soul on fire, you know that you're doing the right thing, that you're on the right path, and that this is the right fit for you. Okay? And so that every no that comes up, or every person that says is a naysayer, or every person that tries to drag you down, you know that you're doing the right thing, that you're on the right path, and that it's the right fit for you. So in 2017, you have two choices. You can totally choose. You could be the cow, or you can be the bison. And I want you to think about which one that you're going to be this next season of our lives, okay? So if we're going to persevere in 2017, I've got 3 things for us tonight. It should go fairly quick through these 3. So the first thing we must do is we must change the way we see our problems, okay? Again, your problem, guys, is evidence of progress. We've got to shift our mindset. Think about your problem, guys, as not being a problem, as something weighing you down, as standing in your way, as an obstacle that's not allowing you to get to where you want to be, and so inevitably you just give up, right? Don't think of your problem as that. You have to think of every problem you face as evidence of progress, right? So the problems I faced before, I no longer tend to face those same problems, because I persevered, I progressed, and now my problems are a little bit newer. Some people think once I become successful, or once I get to this state, or once I do this, then I won't have those problems, right? My problems will be gone. No, your problems will look different. They won't be gone. They'll look different. So the idea is, we still want to have problems in this business as we expand and grow as coaches. We still want and will have problems, but are your problems still the same problems they were on the very first day that you signed? That's probably not showing any progress, right? And so we want to see our problems advance and change as we evolve. Guys, you're being formed and molded and shaped into a better version of you every time you overcome an obstacle. So keep that in mind. Every time you get over that mountain, you are a better version of you. And that is what Inspire Beauty is all about. You're then able to go out and inspire others to be a better version of themselves because you went through an obstacle. So when you see your problems in different light, guys, I encourage you to share that also. I don't want you to share problems as they come up in your life. I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to pick up my phone, get on Facebook, and share the problem I'm having in my life immediately. I mean, we all do it. It's a cultural thing, right? But it's not my business. You have to start understanding that your Facebook page is no longer your Facebook page in the sense that you can use this in any way, shape, and form. You've got to kind of be consistent with your message. If one day you're on here complaining about your problems and the next day you're telling people that their problems are their progress, they're not going to know what to believe. because you're not walking the walk and talking the talk. So in order to do that, you have to have integrity and you've got to be credible. So yeah, there are times when I'm tempted to pick up my phone and say it how I feel and talk about my problems. Guys, when I was in the thick of depression and like suicidal, when I was there, did you know how many times I wanted to pick up Facebook and to just like let it all out and like let people know? But I couldn't, because I wasn't formed or molded or shaped into a better version of me yet. And so I wasn't able to go out and give a message through that mess. So remember that you are allowed to have problems. Your problems, you can vent to me, you can send me a text, you can go on our team page when you have problems, but the place you should never, ever, ever take your problems until they become a messy message, right, is your personal Facebook page or your Instagram account or whatever. Okay, so 1 out of every 10, I want to tell a little story. So 1 out of every 10, 1 out of every 10 people is going to tell you no, right? That's just kind of, no, I'm totally saying this all wrong. Let me tell a different story. We're just going to take that back. So there was this guy who he was very positive, very, very uplifting guy. And he, people just didn't understand. How are you always so positive? How do you you seem like you never are affected. Like when a problem comes up, it's like you just brush it off. Like, how is this possible? And he said, let me tell you a story. 1 out of every 10 times that I go to the airport, they lose my luggage. And the thing is, every time that my luggage would get lost at the airport, I would be mad. I would be so angry. And I would be angry at the airline, and I'd be angry at my wife, and I'd be angry at my children, and I was angry at work, and I was angry with the guy that delivered my luggage late, and I was angry with the people at the hotel that were checking me in, and I was just angry. And then I started to realize, he said, that 1 out of every 10 times usually is when my luggage gets lost. So there's 9 times that it doesn't get lost. And then there's the 1 out of every 10. So now, whenever I go up to the little carousel after my flight, I tell myself, this might be the 1 time that your luggage gets lost out of 10. And so I already have that set in my mind, he said. And so if the luggage comes out, I'm ecstatic. I am over the top, excited because my luggage came out. It was not the 1 time, right? But if it's the 1 time, I've already set myself to expect that it might happen. So we have to expect problems to unfold. I was kind of teasing my mom last night about the snow because it's snowing really bad in Michigan right now. And she sent me a message last night, and it was perfect timing for this because this was already on my mind. And she said, this whole rant about it's snowing and there's this much and, I hope I survive and, just this whole thing, right? She's being super dramatic. And I text her back and I was like, Mom, you act like, it never snows where you live. You act like this is the first time you've ever gotten snow in Michigan. And the reality is, you should already expect that it's going to have storms because you live somewhere that it storms, right? If that happened here, it'd be a little bit different for me because we don't get that here. So it would be kind of crazy if we got 10 inches of snow tonight. The world might stop turning in our little neck of the woods, right? In our little bubble. So if there's things that are already going to happen, for example, back to the no's, that somebody is going to possibly tell you yes or no when you invite them, right? That is the option. They're going to either say, yes, I'm ready. No, not right now. One or the other, right? And so if we expect, or we at least understand that no is one of the options, we've already kind of set ourselves up to not be so hurt, right? If somebody were to say no. It shows our progress and our maturity that if somebody says no, we take that as no, not right now. We still give them value. We still love them, and we move on and open up conversation, not fearful that the next person is going to say no, because we're changing the way we see those problems. We're not looking at no's as a scary, ugly thing that means you suck as a person, right? What a no means is that they're simply not ready to either invest in the money or the time or whatever to do what we have to do. So that's all that is. Okay, so keep that 1 out of every 10 story in mind. If you start to shift your mindset and change the way you see those problems and anticipate the problems before they happen, you are going to be a much happier person in 2017. Okay, number 2. If we're going to persevere in 2017, we must choose a path based on destination, not comfort. Oh, this is so good. Oh, I love this one. Guys, your path is not going to be an easy one. So when we're in this group and we're masterminding and we're setting goals this week in our Rock the Basics group, and we're trying to crush and finish out 2016 really on fire so that 2017 just has this kind of snowball momentum already. But if your path, if your destination is here and you want to hit Success Club, right? And that's your first destination, your path isn't necessarily going to be comfortable to go there. And so if you go on a comfortable path, I guarantee you're probably not going to make it to the destination. And if you do end up finally making it to that destination, it'll probably have taken you a lot longer than if you had just stayed on the path straight to that destination, right? Avoiding pain, you guys, doesn't make it go away. When we avoid pain, it just gets bottled up. It doesn't go away. So let me ask you what pain you want, because there are a couple pains we can have. Do you want the pain of progress in your life in 2017, or do you want the pain of regret? I believe Autumn Calabrese talks about it in Hammer and Chisel, but she says that, you're going to be miserable either way. You can either be miserable for 30 minutes sweating with me and getting your butt kicked, or you can be miserable when you look in the mirror. Which miserable do you want? And it's the same thing. Do you want the pain of that progress towards your destination? Do you want to feel that pain? Or do you want to just take that comfort route, avoid the pain, and then have to deal with the pain of any sort of regret for things that you just kind of allowed to slip through the cracks in 2017? Guys, no shortcuts through difficulty. It's the same as our fitness journey. There is not a single pill you can take that will get you the results our programs will get you. There is not a single shortcut in diet that you can do that will substitute or be better than a whole foods diet, right? We know this. There are no shortcuts. There's not a wrap you can put around your body or a cream you can put here or whatever. There's nothing. There's not a shortcut, guys, through any sort of difficulty. You have to go through straight path. Gut check, guys. Do a gut check on your own right now. What pain are you avoiding? And I encourage you to write it down. As you're taking notes right now, write down what pain are you avoiding and write the first thing that's coming to mind for you. Because, it becomes that thing. Like it starts to get power. And I talked about it today. If you watched me talking about Facebook Live on our team page today, I said, if you're afraid of Facebook Live, and doing a workout on Facebook Live, you need to do it like now, like today, if you hadn't done it yet, or tomorrow when you do your workout, go live. Because the more you avoid something, the more you put it, the more you allow fear to take over, it gets placed like on this pedestal for some reason, and you're giving it power. So what pain are you giving power to? Get rid of it. Don't give it the power. Stare at it straight in the face. Go straight through that destination. Don't take any shortcuts or any other ways that are a little bit more comfortable and avoid the pain. Go straight through that storm, just like the bison, you guys, and you're going to make it out on the other side so much faster. If you're avoiding pain, you're like the cow. Okay, last one. Guys, if we're going to persevere in 2017, we must celebrate progress, not perfection. Now, there are two types of mindsets that people have innately. And so there's a fixed mindset, which is the mindset that's very much like I am the only girl in my family. I have two stepsisters, but I'm the only girl in my bloodline. I'm the youngest. I went to school to be a teacher. That means I have to be a teacher. I am engaged to Charlie, and fixed, you are checking things off. This is my mindset. This is what I am. This is what I did. This is my path, right? And then there's the growth mindset. There's the mindset that's that's curious, that expands, that grows as you grow. Okay. So a fixed mindset, if you tend to have a fixed mindset where you tell yourself, this is who I am, this is what I've done, this is what I'm supposed to do, then you demand a lot in terms of perfection, probably. If you have a growth mindset where you give yourself grace, you forgive yourself for not being perfect in the moment, that you know that you want to be better than where you are today, but today you might be just a little bit imperfect and that you're working on it, that's a growth mindset, and that is progress, you guys. That is focused around progression, okay? Typically, and I know this for myself, but I think it's very true for most, that you are your own worst enemy. Attack your mind, you guys, before your mind attacks you every day in 2017. Starting now. Start it now and build the habit before the year is over. So that way when 2017 comes, you can have 365 days where the first thing you do in the morning is you read for personal development, or you put on a quick podcast while you're brushing your teeth and you listen to something uplifting, or you meditate, or you pray. Something to get your mind in the right place before your mind will tell you what place it should be in. Most of the time we wake up and we just go and start our day. Like, let me just go. And I think that it's really important that you take control of those first, like that first hour of your day. If you can do the first 5 minutes of your day, that's bonus right now. But the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, guys, it should be something that's for you, taking care of you, getting yourself ready for the day, making, even if the first 5 minutes, it's just making a list of all the things that if I get these 5 things done today, my day is going to be progressive. It's going to advance me closer to my ultimate goals. So these 5 things are top on my list. And that way, it's first thing in the morning. You know it's in your mind. You know that's what you got to do. And so whatever happens throughout the rest of the day, you've already set your mind on that. Right? And even if it doesn't get done, over time, you're going to get a little bit more diligent about following that list, maybe cutting back on things if you realize you're making too big of lists and whatnot. But it's so important, guys, because we tend to be our own worst enemy. It's so important to get our mind right, okay? Look at where you are today, you guys. Like, seriously, right now, like this moment. Think about your day. I'm going to give you a second. Like, what did you do today? Think about the job you went to. Think about maybe the money that's in your bank account today or not. Think about maybe the home you're in now, where you live, what it looks like. Think about the people that are in your life that are most important to you. Think about all of that of today. And I want you to reflect back on a year ago. Think about what has progressed. Maybe your house, maybe you're in a different home and it's a nicer home, or maybe your relationships are stronger now a year later. Maybe you've built something really great for yourself in your work life. Maybe in your love life, you've built something really great for yourself. Maybe a year ago, you weren't really focusing on your self-care and your fitness and your nutrition, and now you are. Just take a moment and notice that progress and be proud of yourself. Be like so proud of yourself. Because I think, especially in society, it's almost like we look like we're really self-centered, or if we stop for that moment to be proud of ourselves, that we'll like miss something because we're not moving. And I think we often miss that important part of celebrating our progress along the way. So right now I want you to write down something that you're incredibly proud of that you weren't doing a year ago today. So whatever really sparked and stuck with you just now as we were kind of dreaming and thinking, I want you to write that down and then save that, guys. Just save it on your paper. We're going to come back to that in a second. So really quick to kind of wrap up my point here, let's talk about burpees. So burpees, I'm pretty sure as fitness people, we kind of know what a burpee is, but you know, we've got 2 parts to the burpee. You've got the part of the burpee where you come down, okay? And then you've got the part where you go back up. So the down motion and the up motion. Now, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm showing a PowerPoint. I'm kind of like wedged back here at my desk. But if I did a burpee for you, you would notice that as I go down, there's no strength involved in going down, truly. Because in a real, true burpee, if you're doing core to force right now, you know them as ground to fighter stance, kind of. Because you actually are supposed to go all the way to the ground. In a real, true, like full out burpee, you put your chest on the ground, right? And your quads are on the ground, everything, your feet are on, like everything's on the ground, face planted. So your body isn't really gaining strength because you're not in like a push-up or a high plank position there. You're actually on the ground, okay? So your body's not getting any strength when it falls down. All of the strength that we gain from a burpee, and we know burpees are hard, all of the strength that you will gain when you do the burpee is in that rebound or in the bounce back to get up. Guys, if I just did a burpee right now, if we said, okay, 50 burpees and I did one and I stayed down and I just waited, and after you guys did 50, I got up and I did like the last one with you, y'all would be ripped and I wouldn't. There is no value in a burpee if we stay down. Let me say this in a different way. There is no value in my business if I stay down. There is no value in my business if I stay quiet. There is no value in my business if I stay stagnant. There's no value in my business if I stay waiting. There's no value in my business if I stay nervous, if I stay fearful, if I stay wishful of hopefully one day somebody will talk to me. There's no value in my business if I stay on the wall observing people in 2017. There is no value in your business if that is what you do, you guys. it all comes down to getting back up when we fall, right? And so in 2017, I really wanted to have this message today and really talking about pushing for success. I didn't want to fire us up tonight with, like, this is one tip for success, and this is another tip for success, and this is another, because you know what? I know what success feels like. All of you guys are incredible women. I know you know what success feels like, because you've tasted it at some point in your lives. But what sucks and what is hard is when we fall down or when we have to weather that storm. And I want you to know that that's what Inspire Beauty, our homepage, our team page, that is what that page is for. That when we have to go through a storm, we have a page to go to where we can talk openly to people and get advice. That when we fall down or we have a bad day in the office, in our Beachbody office, right? We fall down. Somebody says no, not right now, or we can't seem to hit Success Club, or we have a big scary goal that we just don't think we'll ever get. You guys, I want our page to be a place that you can come home to. That's where we help you back up from the ground, right? And so you've got to know, I could have taken tonight and said, here are top 10 tips for success in 2017. I'm sure we'll get all of that, right? I'm sure at some point we'll go over all that kind of stuff. But what I want you to be equipped with, guys, is strength. I want you to be equipped with strength, because that's what you will need to weather the storm. That's what you'll need when you have to turn around and push through. So one final quote I want to leave you with is, the fishermen know, guys, fishermen know that the sea is dangerous and the storm terrible, but they have never found these dangers sufficient reason for remaining on shore. Vincent van Gogh. Guys, it's a scary sea out there, but they go anyway, because that's what they do. That's their job, right? And so it's a tough job sometimes to have to go help people and be vulnerable on social media and to put yourself out there and to truly have a servant heart for leading and caring for others and helping them on a journey that is not easy. Guys, there's an obesity epidemic out there, and we are on the battlefield for it. We are the ones fighting on that, standing like on the front line, and it's not easy. But that doesn't mean that we just stay on shore and we just hold back. That means we have to go through that storm. We have to turn around, face the storm, and go through it just like those bison do. So I'm going to exit out of our PowerPoint. I'm going to stop our share, and I want to come back to everyone real quick. Let's see here. La, la, la. I'm going to unmute you guys. Where am I at? Where am I at? Unmute all. Perfect. Okay, guys. So what I want to do now, real quick, because it's 6:29 and I want to get us off of here by 6:32, is I want you to share that. Hold on, brain fart. Share with me your one thing that you're proud of. Share with us the one thing that you, standing here today, you're like, wow, I'm so proud of. And I'll start with mine, and then everybody else can go ahead and share. And then Mary, that's fine. I see you said muting because Gabriel is people are playing video games. Holla! I can see one bicep in the background. You can type yours, Mary, if you want to. I'm going to start with myself, and then we'll go real quick because I want to just celebrate something that you're really proud of and show and stop for a second. So for me, guys, it's you guys. Looking right now, it looks like I have maybe 3 people on in addition to myself. Guys, I'm pretty sure in the beginning of 2016, I did every single Zoom call by myself. I came on, I recorded, and I did them, and a lot of them were alone. And that was my reality. And so, and that was my reality for much of 2016. And so for me, I'm proud sitting here right now, like, wow, I'm actually talking to live people who are wanting this, who want to listen and want to hear and want to grow and inspire others. And it's just awesome. So I'm feeling excited that you guys are on. Okay. Who would like to tell us what they're proud of? Kayla. I'm going to read it out loud, Kayla. This time last year, I was hiding because I stopped working out and taking care of myself. I'm proud that I'm working on myself and weathering the storm. Yep. And that's what I was honestly thinking that for you, because you were hiding last year, and you decided not to hide. I love it, especially at a hard time of year like the holidays when it's easy. Love it. Okay, Mary, I'm going to read yours out loud. I worked out today. A year ago, I would not have because I was all alone and not one of my work friends showed up and I felt sick and we had company coming over, but I didn't cancel today. I made a commitment and made it happen. That's so awesome. So what she's saying, guys, is that she does her workouts at work, right, Mary? Yeah. And her work friends bailed on her, didn't show up. She wasn't feeling well after work had finished, and she knew that people were coming over tonight. But instead of using all three of those things as valid excuses, because honestly, if someone says I don't feel good, or somebody bailed on me for my workout, like my workout buddy bailed on me, or I got people coming over, I'm super busy, like those are all very valid things that people could say. And when you have three excuses like that in front of you, and to still know that, you know what, this is for me, this is going to make me feel ultimately better, making the commitment, sticking to it. Love it. That is awesome, Mary. I'm so proud of you. Kaylee, is that you that's on there, girlfriend?
Yeah, it's me.
You want to share? You can't type, so do you want to share out loud?
I can't. Yeah, I can't type, so I'll share out loud. I think for me, it kind of goes along with what both people have, well, I guess all three of you have said already, but I think just taking the leap and making time for myself has been huge in the last couple of months for me. I'm a naturally busy person, and a lot of times I put myself on the back burner, and I think just finding the time to work on myself and then now using that to help other people do the same has been something I'm really proud of.
I love it. That's awesome. Yeah, and it's crazy. And this is the thing too, guys, like your journey is going to continue to transform. So you might have a very similar, like next year in December of 2017, you might look back and say, wow, well, I was working out, but like now look at what I'm doing, right? And so it's just going to keep advancing. And that's what life is, right? A lot of people want quick fixes. They want, I want to get to this point and then I'm done. Like it's my finish line. There's no finish line, guys. My friend Anne, she's like in her 70s and she got baptized this weekend for the first time. First of all, disclaimer, she's an ex-nun. So like she's an ex-nun, joined our whatever, a whole story, right? And she ended up getting baptized, and her whole thing is like, if you're not dead, you're not done. Like I still got stuff to do, and she's really inspiring, but it's true, guys. So we have lots to do, and I'm so excited to be on this journey with you guys this year. Any questions before I close this out tonight? You are awesome. So are you, Kayla. I love you. And your cookies, I've literally, no, you aren't awesome, Kayla, because I've been eating your freaking sugar mint cookies nonstop. So all of my extra like quarter force jabs and stuff are all because of you, girl. Ugh. Your cookies are so good. Yeah, exactly. Awesome. I love it too, Mary. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Blessed to be on this call with you guys. Thank you if you're listening to the replay. And I will see you guys next Monday. But remember, please, please, please be there because this is like golden stuff. Julianne Condia is going to be talking to us next Monday. I will be here with you learning as she teaches us. So stay tuned for that. But this is my last one for 2016. Love you guys. Blessed to do this business with all of you guys. And if you have questions, you know where to find me. All right, guys, have a great week, okay?